Okay, I think we're gonna get started. Alright, so we're gonna be doing something a little different for this stream. I'm going to be playing a PS1 classic. Hello, Harry, thanks for joining. We'll be starting soon. As in, almost right about now. So, yeah, for this stream, and for the next couple of streams, probably gonna be playing, doing the complete playthrough of the original Spyro the Dragon for the PlayStation. Of course, I gotta do my round of audio checks here. Just give me 1 second. Ay, ay, ay. Sometimes OBS has like no chill. We need to figure out if the sound is correct and everything. Hello, Harry. Here I am in the flesh. You should be able to hear it well, no? Let me just up the volume on my end so I can actually hear. Just give me 1 second. You can hear me, that's good. Now hopefully the game audio isn't overpowering. Because that happens sometimes. I'll start up stream and then it'll just blast me, just blast my senses like that. There we go. PlayStation startup screen. All right. Sony Computer Entertainment America and Universal. It's weird to think that Spyro and Crash were Universal back in the day. There we are. It looks like the Magic Crafters world, honestly. Or at least an early version of it. Alright, so we're going to be playing Spyro T. Agnew. Yes, the hard-hitting political drama about Richard Nixon's vice president. Alright, so new game. Yes, overwrite. In the sequel, Spyro 2, Nixon's Rage. Audio and my voice balanced, right, Harry? Check something. I love how in the Reignited trilogy, he's watching this on TV. Alrighty, so Artisan Homeworld. First dragon is Nestor, I believe. Yep, Nestor. You can totally tell that that's Rocco. Carlos Alazraqui. I first played the demo of this game back in '98. And it was a little bit different. Like, the Artisan's Homeworld music used the start screen music. And some of the enemies, like, made different noises when you attacked them. There's the balloonist. So yeah, I like to get everything in one go, and Spyro 1 is easy enough that you can feasibly do that. So how have you been, Harry? Up to anything cool? Oh, there we go, the camera. Just memorizing all this. This mind doesn't work like it used to. Nice! You know, a game like Minecraft is totally up my alley, but I've actually never played it, surprisingly enough. At the time, I didn't have a PC that could run it. Oh, wow. Alright, let's free this guy. I think it's Delbin. Delbin.
Where's Nasty North? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Okay, then. Keep your horns on, Spyro. Some of these dragons are like, they're just fed up with your shit. They're just telling you, like, hey, listen, you. Don't be so impatient. Sunny Flight. So that way, when I free that dragon in Wizard Peak, his information will be moot. Alright. So yeah, this Spyro doesn't have the hover button like 2 and 3 have. It's always weird going back to it after playing 2 and 3. Alright. 100 gems in total in this home world. Simple stuff. Harry, have you ever played a Spyro game before? Tomas.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid?
Oh, interesting.
Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers.
I always mentally hear him say, crushing through, because he said it in the demo. Like, the demo has alternate takes of these dragons that didn't make it into the finished game. And when I played the full game for the first time, I was like, wait a minute. He doesn't say that. Or he said that a little bit differently. Nestor had a different voice, too. It was like very like, thank you for releasing me. Free all the dragons in the Artisan World. Like, he was like the Micro Machines man or something. Although that's understandable, Harry, because you're... If I remember correctly, you're a 99 baby, right? Maybe that was a little before your time? I would say Spyro's peak was the original PlayStation trilogy. I mean, there were games made after that, but like Spyro was at his peak in popularity. Like the series was at its peak in popularity circa 1998 to 2000, maybe 2001 even. Probably 2001 because Year of the Dragon came out in October 2000, I believe. Yes, yep. So you're more, to use an Insomniac example, a Ratchet and Clank kid, if you ever played that. Alright, so we got all the gems over here. But yeah, I played the original Spyro trilogy religiously as a child, and I still love these games. They've been endlessly influential on my own work, and I just love everything about these games. The world building, the character design, Stuart Copeland's soundtrack. Missing 10 gems. Where'd they be at? Oh, over here. My brain is totally firing on all cylinders today. Tonight. See what I mean? I went Christmas shopping today, so my brains are scrambled eggs. Alright, is this Argus? That's how much of a nerd I am. I remember the dragons' names.
Oh, Flash, do that again.
The Artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other Artisan lands.
I'm just going to adjust the volume a little bit. Okay, that should be... I don't know why it's doing that. You can hear the game, right, Harry? Along with me. So I'll make sure the game has audio, too. Because my Elgato can be a temperamental bastard. Alright, so I tend to do the levels in order. We'll go to Stone Hill first. That treasure looks so satisfying to me as a kid. Looked like fruit gushers. Oh. I like the little standing poses. There's a sort of cartoony, like, look to those rams. In the Reignited trilogy, they made them look a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little more gnarly looking, I guess. Oh, okay. Okay. There is audio, but it's very quiet. Okay. Let me figure this out. I don't know why Elgato has to give me all the trouble in the world when it comes to these things. But then I fear that it's like too loud. Alright, you'll have just let me know once I continue the game if it's overpowering my voice or not. Sorry, it's all skustamad, but I just want to make sure everything's working. That's very cool about Minecraft. What have I been doing lately? I've been slowly working on a test page of my revised webcomic. Surprise attack. Okay, 6 lives. It's like the end of the level is right here. I bet a lot of kids growing up just plowed through the levels, didn't collect everything, and got in trouble for it.
After you freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya.
And then they get to the end of the game, and it's like, well, you need to have collected all the treasure in order to get to the very last level, Nasty's loot. But sometimes you need to collect a lot of treasure in order to advance to the next hub world. Or you have to free enough dragons, or collect a certain number of eggs. The eggs are kind of an afterthought in this game. Because it's just more about collecting all the stuff. 2 and 3 are improvements in this regard. Okay, I do have the key. Okay, I was losing my mind for a second. Alright. Satisfying sound right there. Like, what is that sound? It's like, yeah, you got the treasure. You're just gonna make this... Whoa! No, 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 no. Get back down there. Excuse you, Spyro. Alright, let's free this guy. He was smart to fly down a well.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
He is so not impressed. He kind of has that 90s edge to him where he's kind of like, oh, I'm cool to the other dragons. Actually, before I go there... no thanks, see ya. Spyro, why are you such an asshole to these elder dragons? They're just being nice. They definitely flesh him out more as a character in 2 and 3. Lindar.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
No chill. Okay. I like that motion. Tip, 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 tip. I shouldn't really be charging through this game. I should be soaking in the atmosphere and just existing in this world. Man, how I would love to see a Spyro animated movie. Alright. These bastards. The noise... Whack your man! Whack your body on time! Okay, I believe you. Alright. Whoa, sun's in my eye. Killed us.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump, and try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
Alright. Nice view we got here. And it's, these sort of force fields. I remember as a kid that really frustrated me, and I tried to see if I could, like, glitch around it. Like, I want to see what's out there. We're literally in the Highlands. They really bring that out in the reignited version. Oh, yeah, those ones are very close right there. I mean, really, they look like fruit gushers to me. They gave the gems some variety in design in the sequels. Yeah, we gotta find the thief. It's kind of a basic level design, honestly. Alright, where's the thief? Let's get some gems while we're at it. Not too long ago, Stuart Copeland himself put out the Spyro soundtrack, but it doesn't have every music track from all three games. Still, it's better than nothing. Alright, where's this thief? It's like a figure eight that wraps around the, Oh. Where is he? Where's this bastard? Well, we got all the gems. I just gotta get the thief. Let's see. Why can't I find him? Usually I know this game inside and out. Guess I don't. Maybe he's on the other side of this building here. I shouldn't say castle, it's more like a, I don't know, like a little... I feel like he's glitched out of the game. I can't fucking find him. This is embarrassing. The first time I play Spyro in ages for a stream, and I can't find the thief. Something, maybe the real thief is the friends we made along the way. I don't know. I got nothing. There he is. Little bastard. He's all the way over there, though. Usually, when you get up to the, this platform, this height, he's like by the building. All right, so this level's complete. Yep, 200, 200, 4, 4, 1 out of 1. Speaking of trains, you might have just heard the one that's passing by. I live a decent distance away from some train tracks, but it's not loud enough to wake me up. That would be awful. Supposedly, Washington Irving, the man who wrote Sleepy Hollow, supposedly he lived next to railroad tracks. Like, they were right outside his window. It's like his bedroom window. I would not be able to do that. I would rather sleep in the woods somewhere than sleep next to railroad tracks. Alright, so now we gotta go to Dark Hollow. The name suggests something very, like, ominous, maybe a little threatening, but no, really, it's just a nighttime level. And a very pretty one at that. There's such a inviting, kind of cozy fairy tale vibe to this first game, particularly in the first home world. This guy. Club or a big chicken leg? You decide. Bambi. Yeah, right? Alright, Alban. Oh, not Utica. No, it's an Albany expression.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying living creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of you.
Yeah, as said many times before, the dragons literally just tell you stuff that you already know what to do. They had to come up with something for them to say. That's definitely not a thing in the sequels. Bah. Look at them. Ah! Head for the hills. Hide behind this guy. Cowards. You already got shields. Alright, let's make some schmoes. Delicious hot schmoes. And they're called s'mores, Buzz. I like that when you hit the lamp posts. They make that noise. Before he could even run away. Oh, I think that's a text from work. It's like, who's texting me this late at night? I assume it's like midday in New Zealand. I don't know my time zones all that well, honestly. Yeah, I think it's a work text. Darius.
Big enemies like this Gnorc with the club cannot be charged. But a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Oh, okay. But a quick flame. Alright, let's see. He just plops down. Alright, I'm going here. There we go. They're pretty generous with lives in this game, honestly. It's very, very easy. There's a couple tricky puzzles here and there, but... Pfft, look at me! And now you're on the menu. Maybe this is why the level is called Dark Hollow. This is so cool to me. Very Alice in Wonderlandian vibes. Particularly when she, in the Disney film, goes down the rabbit hole for the first time and she's walking down that checkered floor hallway. Like that's what this reminded me of.
Spyro, want to know a secret?
Do you promise not to tell?
Press the button when you want to zoom in and look around. Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Whoa, what was popping through his face there? Like a skeleton or something? Alright, got the key. The key to her heart. Alright, let's get all these gemmers down here. Alright. This is another 100 gem level. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if all kinds of fairy tales had influenced Spyro. I definitely see a little bit of like, almost like Warner Brothers cartoony influences too in some of the creatures. Like there's kind of like a comic edge to them. At least to me. Like those frogs down there and the rams in Stone Hill. Alright, so, yeah, Dark Hollow, fairly easy level, honestly. Easy rider. Alright. Happen to be drinking hot cocoa while playing this too. Fits the vibe quite nicely. So we did a sort of Scottish Highlands looking level. We did a sort of fairy tale fantasy level. Now we're going into a very Spaniard sort of inspired level. Kind of like a Spanish town square. Complete with bullfighters, matadors, and chickens. Alright, we're getting some KFC tonight. Somebody actually modded this level and replaced everybody with Sonic enemies and play as Sonic or Knuckles.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the L2 and R2 buttons to get a good look.
What was I saying? Yeah, so somebody turned this into a Sonic Adventure level, literally. And it came out pretty good, honestly. Watch this. Now you're stuck there. Like, imagine just perpetually stuck. Not able to get up. Not able to eat. Not able to do anything. You're just stuck there. You almost feel kind of bad. I mean, I already got the treasure from him. Anyways, who wants steak? Alright. Okay. A lot of gliding in this level. Is the coast clear? Whoosh. What even is inside those things? You never really see. It's just a pair of eyeballs. Devlin.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Oh, did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing X at the very top of your jump?
Tell me something I don't know. Alright. They actually have that matador being chased by the bull before you intervene. Alright, get out of here. You were in my way. Alright, we have a whole section that's up here. Oh, you think that's funny, huh? Careful. Get everything. Hey, where'd you go? You little shit. What are those thieves anyways? What do they want with the dragon eggs? Breakfast? I don't know. Yeah, we'll get them later. These things. Takes about 3 flames. They kind of just bring you to a grinding halt. Thor!
Thank you for releasing me.
Not the voice you'd expect out of a dragon named Thor, but that's probably the joke. Yeah, it's either chasing the matador. Oh! There's like funny little stuff. Alright. Wow. We're having a cookout today. Ton of steaks on the grill. Steak, chicken. You're making me hungry. Yeah, he goes down there. Oh wait, stuff over here. Whoa. Heart in the chest there. Heart in my stomach. And then he jumps back up there. Little bastard. Yeah, you gotta make that glide. If you don't, sink. But again, all things considered, this is a very simple and very easy game. I like how it goes into widescreen for a brief second when you get the egg. What's that all about? It's so dramatic. Alright, what do we got? One more dragon. Alvar.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around
I already got him.
He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg. Run! Run!
I'm getting a little winded. So it's kind of reasoned that the dragons you free disappear because Nasty Nork will shoot them again. This is really weird because you would think free all the dragons, you have a whole army with you to take on all these villains, but no, they have to disappear. They go back into hiding. Although later on in the game you start freeing dragons that you already freed, which implies that they tried to go after Nasty themselves, only to fail. Oh, I got everything. Why didn't I think? Okay. Just got everything. Oh, great. Now we're going to Sunny Flight. I don't really like Sunny Flight. But then after Sunny Flight, we fight the first boss, Toasty. Alright. Sunny Flight was the level I unlocked. So for a lot of first-time players, Night Flight was their first flight level. Alright. Secret code. Alright, get in. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go for the chests first. I could never get the order of this level right. It's a little trickier than the other flight levels. Yeah, the flight levels are pretty simple. You just, you do that. Alright, here we go. You have to get all the items before time runs out. Each item you flame, you add a couple seconds to your time. To the ticking clock. Alright, chests. They greatly improved these in Spyro 2 and 3, and they retitled them to Speedways. Much better. Hey look, more trains. This is a very train stream tonight. Whoa! And I just blew them up. God damn it, Spyro. As you can tell, I'm not a big fan of this level. I like some of the other flight levels. This one just doesn't do it for me. I mean, in terms of, like, the art style of it, and, like, the placement of all the mountains and everything, it's pretty. And it matches up the, it matches up to the artist and homeworld quite nicely. It's just I don't care for it as a level. Usually the screen showing you all your points gives you an idea of what order you gotta do them in, but I don't think I ever agreed with the order with Sunny Flight. Sunny Flight and Wild Flight, those are the ones I just really don't like. Boom goes the dynamite. I like their little whistles. Alright, now we gotta get arches. Got 25 seconds. I like the moons and the planets in the backgrounds. Kind of gives the sense that these fantasy worlds are also kind of cosmic in a way. I kind of consider this game almost like a prog rock fantasy, given the sort of rock influences in the soundtrack and Stuart Copeland, and the imagery kind of reminds me of like album covers for progressive rock groups in the 70s. Like, definitely getting Roger Dean, Yes album cover vibes. Alright, gotta get these bastards in the plains. I mean, they're just minding their own business, and here I am roasting them out of the sky. Just trying to have some fun. Shit, where's the other guy? There we go, there we go, there. It made it. That's so cool. So what order did they want me to do this in? Okay, barrels, so the trains first, then the arches, then the planes, then the chests. Okay then. I hadn't played Minecraft in a while, but when I heard about the mod just yesterday, I jumped back into it. It was the exact kind of expansion I was looking for. I always loved building minecart tracks, and this is like the souped up version of that. Nice. I'm glad. As you probably know, Harry, I deleted Twitter off of my phone, and I only check in every once in a while. And when I checked in today, ooh, an extra life. When I checked in today after the after going Christmas shopping, I saw the news of the Kung Fu Panda 4 trailer coming out tomorrow, and it's like, you know what? That's nice. Like, I was away all this time, and I popped back in. Oh, look, some cool news. Toasty. That joke's been done to death. Kyle, do better. Find new material. I think you get the full 1,000 in gem currency. Alright, so we're literally in the pits of hell here. We had all these nice, bright, friendly worlds. Now, we're in hell, basically. We're inside a very spacious volcano. Got these scary-looking dogs. It's like, the boss, he must be badass. But no, he actually isn't. Although I think it's kind of funny how it sets him up, and then he turns out to be a joke. But yeah, the dogs. Gotta flame them twice. That's cruel, Spyro. That's animal abuse. They were trained to do that. Like, the way they get up, and that noise they make, they're legit kind of creepy. I didn't think they were as creepy in the reignited version, though. They're more abstract in this game. They have a more menacing design. They're kind of like the hunting dogs in Bambi, in that they're treated more as like some kind of demon entity than, you know, a creep, you know, an animal, as you would know it. Oh, he got me. Yep. They also show up, I believe, in The Wind in the Willows. And they reused one of their run cycles for a scene of Copper, the Fox and the Hound, going after Todd. Ooh. Yeah, this is like nightmarish for a kid. Especially if you had a dog. My whole life was owning dogs. When I was really little, we had this yellow Labrador, and I was really, really little. I must have been like 4 at the time. I was heading to the back door of my house. He jumped me and just proceeded to chew on the top of my head for about a minute, like, and I'm screaming and crying for my mom. He didn't injure me or anything. He was just like playing. He was like scuffling, like he wasn't biting into my head. that explains the brainworms, but no, he was just playing. He was just scuffling, and I was 4. I was like terrified, like, get him off of me.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. This boss has many tricks up his sleeve.
Rules the artisan world. Like, what was he doing this whole time? I haven't seen him. But yeah, the bosses are very simple. You just go after them, flame them, go after them again, lather, rinse, repeat. Really, the bigger threat here is are the dogs than this guy. It's one big sheep. Oh, he hits you with his stilts, but that's about it. Very, yeah, just super easy. There we go. Now let's get some health. Yes, all my fruit gushers. Oh, it's 11:35. Probably go to like, I don't know, 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. I could probably get a lot of this game finished by then. Alright. The balloonist. Marco. Wow, I see you have been busy rescuing dragons, Spyro. You may travel to the Peacekeeper's world if you like. Just jump on his head. Alrighty. Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? Peacekeeper's world is interesting. It's like a militaristic desert. Everybody here means business. Titan.
Welcome to Peacekeepers, Spyro. Look how our treasure has been turned against us and stolen. Recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
So yeah, in this hub world, you gotta collect treasure in order to advance to the next, hub world. That's Hand Hut! They got cannons. These little army guys. I love when you defeat them, and for a brief second, they're just down on the ground. Like, I'm down. Alright, let's see. Look at this purple ooze. All the water and liquid in this game, don't touch it. You drown. Watch what these guys do. Shake that ass. I like how they don't even try to attack you. They just moon you. That's it. Like, they've run out of options. Like, they could very well attack you. They just choose not to. 3 in a row. Playing their tents for good measure. I'm going to the cannon. Yeah, what's that gonna do? Alright, who's this guy? Magnus.
Hi, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butter.
Yes, Sparks protect. He protect, I attack. Something. Alright, there's an extra life there. Yeah, like, don't touch this water right here. In the second game, you'd swim around in it, but Gosnold. Alright, so you gotta get you gotta get 1,200 treasure. And I've got 1082. So, feasibly, I could go to the Magic Crafters world after finishing this hub world by itself and none of the other levels. Alright, let's break some chests open. These armored... There we go. Vessels. Satisfying. Like it's ASMR or some shit. Yeah. I always like that noise too when Sparks collects your gems. You're making him do all the hard work. Spyro, what the hell? Hope you pay him. You can just imagine it. Sparks carrying the gem. And he's like, ah, here you go, Spyro. Better get a raise. And unlike the Artisan world, you could confront the boss right away. You don't have to get, like, a certain number of gems or dragons or complete one level. Like, there he is, right there, Dr. Shemp. Move over, Dr. Strange. What a name, Dr. Shemp. Alright. Like, that liquid, it looks like purple SpaghettiOs or something. And what is that? I don't got the key, do I? Damn it. Alright. Ooh. It's kind of close. Just made it. But yeah, this is like a desert. Like, just a... Yeah, just, you think of the Artisan world. It's like a magical fairy forest sort of place. And this is literally an army desert. What a contrast. It's like it's telling the players, like, yep, you made it to the second world. This is where shit gets real. Hold on, I gotta find the key. The key to her heart. Let's see. Oh, I think I know where it is. It's where Night Flight is. I think. It's just standing there guarding it, like, no flight level for you. But I want to go with the flight level, man. Shit. I'm totally drawing a blank right now, like... Oh, there's a whole area over here. Not just having brain farts, I'm having brain diarrhea. Stress in the holidays does a number on your brain. Gunner.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
No nonsense. Big tough dragon. What is he gonna call Spyro Snowflake? I think the right and boomers have kind of moved on from Snowflake. They found other insults. Alright, so the first level we're gonna do is Dry Canyon. Not one of my favorites, honestly. Like, it lives up to its name. It's a dry level. And it's kind of boring because of that. It's like dry and boring. I feel like you're stuck in the heat playing this level. And he shook himself off. That's so cool. Alright. This way. There's a thief somewhere around here, too. Whoop. Got, like, classic-style musket guns. They shoot like little cannonballs too. Where'd you go? Up there you are. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Whoa, that was close. I'm gonna get you. Almost fell into the death spaghettios. Alright, there we go. It's like being your own flamethrower. Conan.
Thank you for releasing me.
Get ready to hear that a million times. What's that noise when they hit the ground? That noise. Is that like a cartoony thud or something? So there's two pathways. I think I'm gonna take the other one. But we do gotta get a key, so... Ooh, nice. I have a vulture burger tonight. Someone call the SPCA. I love that death animation. Oh! Oh! It's like the pain belatedly... he belatedly realized he was in pain. Alright. I just love the noises these enemies make. Boris.
Tri-Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good glider, eh, Spyro?
I was born to glide.
These dragons are all so unamused. Although some of them have a sense of humor, which is nice. Alright. Alright, this is where the key is. You have to go this way, but I was just curious to see what was... Because I never think to look over there, because there's nowhere to glide to. This is where... And this is the fun part about the first Spyro and the other Spyro games. You have to, like, go places where... I like what this guy has to say. Maximus.
Incredible glide, Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Plain broiled, with a pinch of salt.
The shading was going wild on his leg. Kept flickering, like... Kept flickering. Let's see. Go back the other way. But yeah, sometimes you gotta think outside the box in order to reach these areas. Alright, so we have a whole section over here. Love the use of greens down here. Look at these soldiers. Total idiots sleeping. What do they think? This is the barracks? Alright, let's free this guy. Ivor.
Is that you, Spyro? Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you're a wee puff of smoke, we've known,
You've known?
I forget.
That paper flat horn on his head. Whoa, where did you come from? Oh, I thought he was in the room with me. Imagine being trapped in a room with a vulture like that. Like Leia Seydoux in Mission Impossible 4. He's still staying on his perch. All this mayhem is going on. Not a care in the world. If you have vertigo, these parts were usually a little nerve-wracking. Like, uh-oh. Get that feeling of being sucked over the edge. Alright, let's go. Wait a minute. Oh, here we go. The fireworks crate. Alright. Alright, let's do it. Oh, no. Nope. Gotta jump and glide. That didn't happen. I just, like, slipped off. Nearly plummeted to death. Alright, let's go. Let's see if we can do it this time. There we go. Yep, you gotta really do a good jump, and then... Yeah. Holy shit, I'm tired. I shouldn't be this tired. I'm supposed to be streaming. What do you got for me? There we go, 2 and 1. I think this is a 400 gem level. These look like military fortresses or something. Like, what exactly were these dragons fighting before Nasty Nork came along? I need to know the geopolitical history of the dragon world. Well, where's that book? Where's that game? Alright. We're almost there. Really not a bad level, it's just one that doesn't do much for me. This is kind of a boring level, and as a result, I'm kind of bored. There's really not much to chew on. And we're done. Now we're going to Cliff Town. We've been waiting so long. Alright. Cliff Town is right over here. Wait. Did I just go past it? Kyle, what's wrong with you? There we go. Cliff Town. I'm assuming it's a town with a lot of cliffs. It's grand, and it's central. There we go. Knew that. It's just instinct at this point. Heck, did I die once during this playthrough? Don't want to jinx anything, but... Oh, these characters. What you got cooking? Ah, there we go. Yeah, you gotta really look in every nook and cranny of these levels. I want some of that. Yep, you gotta flame the cauldrons. Leaping lizards. Those are some weird looking things. Yep, and then there's stuff over here. Alright. Kinda Wild West inspired. Ran right into me. Guess he wasn't so smart after all. Alright, this guy. Halvor.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't harm metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
I know. I guess it's just a reminder for, I guess, kids who forgot how to do it and somehow managed to make it this far. 13 lives. Yeah, this is where shit starts getting real. Like, if you miss, like, there's no space for you to get, you know, because when you hit the water, it's a hit point. And then you hit it again till you die. But if you land in that water, that's it. Game over. Alright, can I... Oh, I can, wow. Look at that. If I can get this shit out of the way right now. Hold on. Yeah, you have to do that. For the longest time, I didn't know you could do that. I just kept, like, jumping and angling myself to light it on fire. Light the fuse. Alright, you again. How many cooks in this kitchen? Alright. He's just strutting his way up. Look at me. Get up! I mean, what do you expect? They're desert levels. People are hot. They want to sleep. Between those guys and the dudes with the muskets. Alright. How's that, that Fantasia project coming along, Harry? If you don't mind me asking.
Hey, what's on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find out?
Why don't you glide there and find us? So blunt, like, well, don't ask me. You do the work. Yeah, some of these dragons, they're pretty snarky. Yeah, maybe not the word I was looking for, but whatever. Hey, still waiting on certain things. Nice. Here we go. Ooh, more vultures. More hot wings. Oh, I could go for a plate of wings right now. At midnight. At fucking midnight. Get acid reflux out the wazoo. A long time ago, I actually recorded a playthrough of this game. Like a decade ago. I had gotten my first Elgato for my birthday that year. And of course, I still had like stage fright back then. So I was like, yeah, this is the game. Hi, how you doing? Alright, did I miss anything? Look around, actually. Sort of soak in this environment. It's not all bad. You got... At least it's not completely dried out. Surprisingly wet for a desert level. They don't even make a noise when you hit them. They just cease to be. Like, oh, I'm defeated. Alright, let's get this guy. They're all males. Marco. So there's a balloonist and a dragon named Marco.
The highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind there.
Yeah, the test page that I'm doing for my comic, I've ran into a lot of snags. It's not fun. But hey, what can you do? At least I don't have to so at least I don't have to go all the way back up. There's the whirlwind, as he just said. He says it so nonchalantly, though, in the way he points. There. Wait, where? There. Alright, stuff here, too. Like, I'm just pulling all this from memory, because I played this game, like, a gazillion times. I could probably recite it verbatim without seeing the level. Like, okay, Clifftown is a level where you begin at a fortress, and then you get out of the fortress, and then da-da-da-da-da-da. As you can tell, I lead a very exciting life. Yeah, comic development's been a little rocky because I changed the art style of it, and I was very dissatisfied with how it looked for the longest time, so I'm still trying to nail the look of it. Alright. Now I have to go back over there. But I really do want to get things up and running. I hate the idea of an unfinished project, especially one that I, really poured my all into and did a sort of kind of soft launch of, if that makes any sense. Like, the version that I posted of it last year was essentially the beta. But I'm much more focused on just finishing it and not releasing it page by page like I did at first. I'm glad we're both working on things. Yeesh, at this time of day, a sneeze? 2000. It's so very lonely. You're 2,000 light years from home. And now for some reason we have an ice level in the desert. What's that all about? I have a feeling that this was meant for another world, but it somehow ended up here. This is another level that I'm not the biggest fan of. It's just long, and it's just an ice level, honestly. Puzzles to solve. It's basically a Peacekeeper's level, but covered in snow. It really doesn't do much for me, honestly. The levels get a little more exciting for me once we get to the third world, the Magic Crafters. Magic Crafters, Beast Makers, and Dream Weavers. Just straight bangers. Ulrich. Sounds like Elric.
A word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large enemies.
It's got some Rock'em Sock'em Robots physics going on there. Bats. I mean, it is a nicely designed level. It's just, again, not my favorite. Yeah. I do like these little Norks, though, on the skis. At least they're dressed appropriately. Typical. I guess that's the one problem with the first Spyro game, is that it is a little repetitive in some areas. Although, worlds like Magic Crafters and Dream Weavers, they throw in stuff that makes the levels a little trickier. Particularly magic. Like, when they bring magic into it, that's when it's, that's when it's firing on all cylinders. Yeah, the test page that I'm doing, I'll probably post on... I'm likely going to post on Tumblr. And it'll probably be redone for the finished comic. Tador!
Spyro, armor can make their feet very slippery.
Light bulb. Oh, careful. Let's go to the poles. Yeah. Why the hell not? We'll come back to it later. There's also a secret area somewhere where you can get like 2 extra lives. I'm gonna try to find that. Oop, hold on. There's like so many different routes that you can take. Andor? No way.
Thank you for releasing me.
His name is Andor. Okay. Surprised Insomniac didn't sue. Not that they'd have a chance against Disney, but you know. This part of the level, admittedly, is kind of cool. Going around this big powdered sugar donut. Alright. Yeah, big strong guy. Do you even lift, bro? Wow, that took you forever, Sparks. Alright, we're back here now. Yeah, there's a lot of diverting paths here. I just want to find the secret with the extra lives. Not that I really need them, but... 1 second, Harry. Oh, Elgato. Decided to be a doo-doo head again. Properties. Deactivate. Reactivate. Okay. Elgato. Why you do this? Sorry about that, Harry. Sometimes Elgato shits itself, and I don't think that's really cool. Alright. We're back up. Even Elgato is bored with this level. I'm kind of blanking. Where is that? This happens every time I stream. It's just, that's OBS for you. Really putting the BS in its acronym. I find it funny how their little snowballs take off a point. He's really waiting to throw it, like it's gonna be some precise, Whoa. Vertigo. By the way, nice to hear about your webcomic. Besides Fantasia, I'm working on my own fictional story, which you might have. I think you've alluded to it a few times when we've talked. It's a novel, right? Could have sworn it was. I think that's the only one you hit twice. Alright. Oh, okay. Is it a fantasy story? Science fiction? Both? Historical fiction, I think? Oh, 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 watch the snowball. Get out of here. It's like he's intervening. Like, hey, 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 hey. feel too bad, though. They're literally just treasure, as they explained in the intro. Ragnarok.
You've done well, Spyro. Some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
I'm ready, all right. Ready for what?
It's like, dude, the whole game he's like, I'm gonna fight Nasty Nork. I'm gonna fight Nasty Nork. That's all I care about. And he's like, now he's like, ready for what? It's like, dude. These fucking bodybuilders over here. Yeah, I gotta see how you can get there. I think you have to go back to like the beginning of the level or some shit. I've been there before, I just forget how. It'll come to me when I reach like when I get back to the beginning of the level. Yeah, it's kind of its own historical science fiction thing, long story. Gotcha. I know that you were into that sort of thing, and I think you told me one time that was what your story was going to be about. Asher.
Thank you for releasing me.
What time is it? 12:10? Yeah, I could probably be at the end of the World 3 by the time I wrap up stream. Alright. Thank goodness for the charge move, because to go all the way back at normal speed would be arduous. Whoa, I almost fell off there. That makes me so nervous. I mean, I got like 15 lives, so I shouldn't be that upset about it, but I don't want to lose any of my lives. I want to see how long I can go without losing a life. Because god damn it, I deserve bragging rights after everything I've gone through. I think you just basically have to go back to the beginning of the level. Oh. Oh, there we go. It's like a leap of faith. Sometimes risks are worth taking. And look at that, we're at the end of the level. Perfect, perfect. And as you probably know, my webcomic is kind of a fantasy, characters exist kind of story, and it's set in the cosmos, but it's not really, I wouldn't say it's science fiction, though. It's just about a woman living on another planet, and it's more about the various misadventures that she gets into. Alright, let's go do Night Flight. I specifically wanted the story to be that for my first webcomic. Something simple and something very slice of life. Characters exist, while the other stories that I'm writing are much more involved. They have like larger, epic stories. And this flight level is fairly easy. First you gotta fly through the Funyuns. Get the chests. Like, it's all laid out in a straight line for you. It makes me think that this was supposed to be the first flight level, not Sunny Flight. But Sunny Flight is very clearly an artisan level, so yeah. Maybe the layout was different, I don't know. The flight controls are a little wonky, too. Down to go up to go down. Fucks me up sometimes. Whoa! If you hit anything, that's it. Down the locker. This one kind of tests your speed, honestly. Like, really, it's all right there. See, and those fairies are nice enough to give me an arrow. Oh, flew right into the thing. Couldn't even do the full twirl in the air. But yeah, that's the kind of comic that it is. Just very slice of life. Characters exist. There's situations every once in a while. But I wouldn't say it's like a sitcom. Alright, so we did Night Flight. Now we can confront the boss. Who is also painfully easy. Dr. Shemp. This level I always got a kick out of as a kid. And it's because... he ran right off the cliff. Like he's blindfolded. What kind of attack plan is that? It's just all or nothing. Oh, that's a sweet premise. My story's going to be more dramatic, I suppose, but it's got a lot about how characters live. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to do something simpler. Because I look at my other work, and it's so involved, whereas this is a little lighter. Slice of life, you know? But there will still be drama. Like, the main character, as you probably know, the blue-haired woman, Tara, she has a pretty sad backstory, and all the more fuels her reason for leaving Earth. She's someone who's lost, both literally and figuratively. Nice. I've got a multiverse myself. Just a really big multiverse. Like, sometimes I look at it, and I'm completely overwhelmed by just how big it is and how many different universes I'm, like, following. And who this character is in different universes. I feel like we're kind of living through an era where we're learning how not to do a universe. Like how the MCU has, what the MCU has morphed into. And it's a very Dr. Seuss looking level. I mean, that platform over there. Like, oh, the places you'll go. It looks very Dr. Seuss to me. But yeah, I'm happy to hear that that's your ambition. Very similar to what I want to do with some of my stories. But like I said, I wanted Terra to be the first story because it was simpler and it was a nice learning, like, entry point for me. Trundo.
This guy thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening
I agree.
to him over and over. But I'll tell you one thing. He should watch his back.
I agree, Harry. Movies like the Spider-Verse movies and Everything Everywhere All at Once, like when I see those movies... There you go. When I see those movies, I feel like I'm being challenged, like, game on. So easy. This guy's not very bright. He should have been the first boss. Even that sheep is more clever than he is. You just have to know his patterns. His music is appropriately chaotic. I do love the art of just creating a starting point and building on it further. Like how Stephen King made all his stories set in the same universe almost by accident. Yes, absolutely. I like how he licks his talons like he's a cat or something. Oh! Oh, poo. Alright, let's try that again. Excusez-moi. Oh, it's like right there. Yeah. There's a movie I've been meaning to watch called The One. Like, I read some of it. The novel... Oh, It. It, as in Pennywise. Recently, and a bully character goes to Shawshank. Wow, that's right. But it's all subtle, you know? Like, maybe learn a thing or two from the Stephen King universe. And I think that's the problem. Everybody looked at the Avengers and how it built up to a giant team-up. But it's like, some universes are unique because characters exist together in that universe. And something like, kind of like the Hanna-Barbera universe, like how they come across each other every once in a while. Alright, we can go to the next world now. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah. Going to the Magic Crafter's world. What kind of name is Gosnold? Nice job, Spyro. One day you might become a real What's that supposed to mean? I'm already a real dragon. How do you ever expect to be a real boy? Yeah, the cool thing about King is that it all works standalone, but it's all there if you look closely enough. His Dark Tower series serves as essentially its spine, linking everything together. Even his apocalyptic and fantasy stories exist through this multiverse. I know, it's so cool, honestly. This is one of my favorite worlds in this game. It ties all the fairy tale and fantasy influences together and throws in a lot of magic. Like these checkerboard floors. These druids. Meow. What, they got water in their mouths?
Welcome to Magic Crafters. I want you to release the dragons,
Release.
reclaim our treasure,
Reclaim.
and recover the eggs from those
Recover.
pesky blue thieves.
You have to give yourself a promotion. Nice. In a straight line. I wonder if King was creeped out by the Railway series as a kid. Oh, yeah, fun fact, Dark Tower has a living train that I think is meant to be a dark parody of Thomas. You know, Harry, that's a good question, because I don't think the Railway series books were sold in America. Or if they were, not as many people knew they existed. Yeah, you gotta be fast, because those druids make the platforms rise. Crafty bastards. And they laugh at you, too. For good measure. Either that, or it could be a dark version of, like, Little Engine That Could, or Toots, or Toot, or whatever the name of that train from the Golden Books is. You know the one I'm talking about, right? The one that, like, jumps off the tracks and into the flower field. I think his name was, like, Little Toot or something, or Toot. Alright, little thief. He just runs in a circle. Oh, hold on. Automod, really? Oh, yeah, it's funny how Dumbo Casey Jr. is such a layered... Yeah. Little Engine That Could. And just Walt's love of trains in general. I love that scrunkly train. Dude, you really want to play with fate like that? Ow. Listen to them. I used to be in hysterics over that noise when I was a kid. Alright, what do we got here? Centaur.
When you see arrows like these, you can charge along with them to begin a supercharge.
Supercharge? Excellent.
Go ahead, try it.
I don't know if you ever watched a playthrough of this game, but in the supercharge, Spyro literally turns into a car. It's got frickin'... Really? You broke my stride! Oh, and for that, I get a purple gem. The most valuable gem. 25 points. like a silver dollar. And there's the end of the world. Whoa, watch these guys. Electrifying. Not only does he reference the little engine that could, he's named after a song about a real train hero that... Interesting. Interesting. Of course, here in America, we say railroad. Everywhere else, it's railway. Which I find fascinating. Alright, I like that blue glow, honestly. Boldar.
This portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly. I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to fly. Got it.
Jeez, Spyro, what do you got against your... What do you got against your eldest? Ugh, you're so uncool. Just shut up. Angsty teen. What was I gonna say? He's definitely not like that in the second and third games, which is refreshing. I think they weren't sure who he was supposed to be as a character, so it was like, well, let's make him all angsty and nasally and whiny. Make him like a 90s, you know? Make him a 90s kid. Come on, Oh. Asshole. Makes the same sound as the thief. But without the do. And this gooey stuff right here. I don't know what to call this. It's like, I don't know. Aquapastina? I don't know. Or whatever, what that soup with like the small little balls, whatever the fuck it's called. Not orzo. Casey Jones, yep. Or the Grateful Dead song. Yes. Yes. Ben Burt. I've been meaning to rewatch that Leslie Iwerks Pixar story documentary. What am I missing? You. Oh yeah, I gotta get the treasure chest. Fuck, what's the name of that soup? That's gonna drive me crazy. Oh man, what the This is what keeps me up at night. Here in America, they usually sell it as Italian wedding. Oh yeah, I also recommend the book that came with it. There's more... Yeah, I've been meaning to find that book. Right? Got everything here. So in Magic Crafter's world, you gotta focus on the eggs. The yeggs. And then after the Magic Crafter's world, that's it. You don't have to chase thieves. It's like the game forgot that there's eggs. Alright, Alpine Ridge. Love this level. Really makes you feel like you're high up in the mountains. Oh there! What do you say it in Simlish? Excuse you. Get to you in a minute. That's what working in retail is like. Dealing with one person, another person screaming at you while you're trying to deal with the other person. Alright, so this is what they do. They magic the steers and shit. I used to get such a kick out of that when I was a kid. Round and round and round. Ow. Accept defeat. Those druids with the armor tunics are a little more forceful. Hey, how about, Soul, Luca, and Turning Red coming to theaters? That's exciting.
Spyro, you're not afraid of those big, noisy, gigantic, awful beasts,
Are you?
Of course
Of
not.
course not.
I didn't think so.
I think so. Oh, I love the design of that castle in the distance. I like those minarets. Alright, let's go over there for a sec. Alright. I like that they're kind of having a war, this wizard and this druid. Then they put their differences aside to fight you. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, something like that. Gandalf. Literally saying, I shall not pass. Well, too bad. Get this thing. What is that, like a wild hare or something? Yeah, is it even a re-release is the question, since they never came to theaters in America in the first place. Maybe it's a re-release in other countries. Because I do know that, like, Japan and a couple other markets got it. The other blokes. Well, once those come out, I will safely say that I have seen every Pixar film in theaters. Everything from Toy Story to Turning Red to Elemental to Lightyear. I've seen all of them. Alright, tricky. Tricky. Ah! It's like I'm fucked. Being a little Pixar completionist, I've seen all of them in theaters. I believe I didn't see Toy Story on its first release. And if I did, well then my memory doesn't go that far back. I was 3 when it came out. Ooh, that was narrow. Yeah, you gotta really time it. But I did see Toy Story for the 2009 re-release.
Thank you for releasing me.
And when it was double billed with Toy Story 2 to promote Toy Story 3. Although in other countries they released the two separately when they did the re-release. Here in America they did it as a double feature. That was like 2 hours plus a 10-minute intermission. Much like the one for Rescuers Down Under. Which I thought was really cool. Had like fun facts and trivia. There was a little clock graphic. And like little behind the scenes videos and those Toy Story treats that they aired on ABC when the movie came to VHS for the first time. I wonder if that's considered lost media. Unless someone has like a cam rep. That re-release was only in 3D. I remember being, because I'm such a nerd, I remember being a little annoyed by the logo plastering at the beginning of both movies, especially the first one. Because that blue Pixar castle is supposed to crossfade into Andy's blue wallpaper. But, you know, minor nitpick. I was just glad that I got to see the original Toy Story on a big screen. Because I either didn't see it when it first came out, or I had no memory of seeing it. Like, my earliest movie memory is a vague one of Hunchback of Notre Dame. And that can be disputed, but I'm pretty sure that was my first movie. Sander.
Great work, Spyro. If you keep this up, you'll learn all the tricks of the magic crafter world.
What is going on with your eyes, dude? I just noticed that for the first time. Cornplate moment. Please, I cornplate everything. Alright. 3 little islands here. What purpose do these serve anyways? I mean, those dragons are big. Are they... Do they stand on them? Do they make nests out of them? Or were there other things living in the dragon world before them? I mean, Spyro 3 implies that this is so, considering that Spyro 3 takes place in the forgotten part of the dragon world that they literally get to via a hole in the ground. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I need to know the lore, honestly. By the way, with my universe, it's incredibly self-indulgent.
Remember that these blue thieves haven't stolen eggs
Which to
only
be-
in the magic crafter world. Don't worry, I'll take care of them.
Which, to be fair, I'm not ashamed by. Incredibly self-indulgent way. Wait, hold on. It's an incredibly self-indulgent way to enjoy the thing. Yeah, you know, everything I write is just basically me lavishing, like just going hog wild, almost excessive in some ways. Nice. Give me those yeggs. Alright, let's go home. I like that there's a whole section of this level where it's just a highway and you don't see the rest of the level. It's just a winding highway. Like, that's the stuff I loved about this game. Like, when you would reach an area like that where you charge after the thief, it's almost like, it's hard to describe it. It's almost like, to be clear, that's it. Brain diarrhea. Ooh, man. Next level, High Caves, which I strangely don't care for. And the music in the level is a slowed down version of another level's music. Now, in the PAL version of the game, it's a completely different track, but for some reason here, it's the level Treetops' music, but slowed down. But, yeah, like, those were the parts of Spyro that, for a minute, it was like pure escapism. I was, like, taken away. I think I'm gonna avoid the spiders for now. We have a little war going on here between these tornado witches and the big blue wizards. Really weird. Oh. This ain't Kansas. Get the fuck out of here with that. Alright. Right, quickly. You have like little panels to like hide in, but honestly, if you're quick, it doesn't matter. Cyrus.
Please do something about these green druids. They insist on moving everything in sight.
Why don't you do it? Take some of that load off of my... Oh, hold on. You first. But that's good, because I feel like, you know, a term that I think is overused is love letter. Like, every movie, you know, it's declared, this is a love letter to so-and-so. It's like, but I feel like when you make a work of fiction or something, you're already making a love letter to your influences. So everything's kind of a love letter if you think about it. It's just kind of an overused term, like descriptor. Love when you get both of them at the same time. Alright. So you can't die in this section, at least by falling, because those 3 fairies will save you. Ajax.
I hate those bugs. When I become big and strong, like you, I'll squash them all.
Until then, remember that supercharge makes
Those
you
eyes.
invincible.
It's like he got his pupils dilated or something. He visited the eye doctor. Yeah, yep, exactly. The Easter eggs part. With Spyro, remember the YTP that took the Cat Icarus Did You Know episode of me? I'm gonna have to find that because that sounds awesome. Alright, so let me take out these spiders first. They're armored, so you can't charge them nor flame them. You gotta use the supercharge. Oh! You broke my stride. You threw off my groove. I hate when that happens. You could sneak around them, but for the most part, I mean, this level must have been hell for arachnophobes. Yeah, this is just, to me, this level's kind of a bore, but I do like the supercharging, so take what I can get. Hey, that wasn't nice. Whoa. Oh, looks like he ate Taco Bell. Okay, so we gotta go to the next part of the cave. I like how this cave has both stalagmites and stalactites. I think that's neat. So yeah, like I could say all the stuff I'm making is a love letter to what I love, but I don't declare them as such. Because I think it's kind of inherent when you're making... Alright, there's a spider, there's a druid. That druid is going to block the path, so I'm going to get him and escape the spider. Oh boy, does he see me? Then I gotta do the same over here. He's just waiting there like... Alright, let's get to the end. Oh! We're going on a date, huh? Met me and kissed me. I must be doing something right. I like the little hearts that come out when he gets kissed. He's like so smitten. So that's all the super flame I need. I only had to take out those 2 spiders. I only had to squat those spiders with the newspapers. Alright, now we gotta do some actual charging. Whoa, not too fast now. You ain't Sonic. Cedric.
Try combining supercharge with jumping and gliding, and really explore the high cave.
Love letter also makes it seem exempt from criticism made by outsiders, as if they didn't get it or what. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you don't understand. It's supposed to be a love letter to so-and-so. What if I love the thing that it's supposed to be a love letter to? And I still think it's not up to par. I don't know, I just feel like... And this is why I deleted Twitter, you know? This is why I only pop in every now and then. It's like, first of all, I was having addiction issues, not to get TMI. But I was checking it way too much. And number two, it's crap like that I see on animation Twitter, that I see on film Twitter. It's just... it's exhausting. We saw that with the Mario movie most recently. I enjoyed it, but goddamn were people... Oh, yeah. And how all of a sudden critics were the bad guys for giving it negative reviews. Like, that frustrated the hell out of me. Like, Disney made perfectly fine movies, but those were mid. But Mario gets criticized for being nothing special, and it's like, you don't get it. The critics, they don't know what's, like, come on. I shouldn't get mad, but it's just like, I don't know, just, I wish people knew nuance, Mario and also Five Nights at Freddy's. Alright. And these lovely Fae save you if you fall in this section of the level. Alright, yeah, don't charge into that. Ba-boom! Just blow right up. I haven't seen Wish yet, but that seems like a self-proclaimed love letter itself, and apparently that's the movie's downfall. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say. Then you have the Mario movie claimed by the anti-woke crowd for basically doing nothing. Yep. Yeah, just, it's just enough to make me scream sometimes. Like, but even outside of that shit, there's other stuff that animation Twitter and film Twitter do, and it's just like, alright, enough already. I'll write a piece or two on Tumblr, but that's about it. The other reason I really curbed my use of Twitter is because I feel like it's just, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but it feels like I'm keeping up with like 1,000 things all at once, and it's overwhelming. And especially when you bring art into it and what other artists are doing, it makes me feel like I'm like small, that I'm like lost in a sea. And I felt that it was impacting my work in a way. So it's like, once in a while, check in and see what's happening in the art world. And then, instead of seeing updates every 5 seconds, and not just in art, but in music and in film news and in this news, especially politics, like, it's exhausting hearing every day, what certain groups are up to in this country and around the world, and everything else on top of it. Oh, here we go. It's like, I pictured myself in 2004, 2005, whenever and I had limited computer access back then. And what I would do is, when I'd go on the computer, I wasn't, like, yeah, I went to IMDb message boards, but I mostly went to websites that were fun. I went to, just stuff, websites where I would indulge my special interests. And not, like, if I had like a DeviantArt or an IMDb back then, that would be two things to keep up with, and they weren't updating at the rapid pace that Twitter does, or any other social media site. Like, Blue Sky is still pretty niche, so I'm on there frequently, and it's not as addicting. And I hope it doesn't become as addicting, honestly. I would rather it stay small. Ho ho ho. Get what I mean? Oh yeah, it's the same reason I curbed my social media use as well. Yeah, like, I couldn't do it. Like, I'm already dealing with a lot of shit, but I feel like a lot of pressure has been taken off recently, like these past 2 days, not having Twitter on my phone. Like, when people talk about addiction, you know, they talk about drugs and such, but, you know, social media addictions can be very real, too. And I'm not saying this, I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound schlocky or puritanical or anything like that. I don't want to be one of those, social media's evil. It's not. It's that somebody can make it a problem for themselves, and that's what I was doing with Twitter. So this is Wizard Peak. Most people will know that this piece of music was later reused by Stuart Copeland for The Amanda Show. Oh yeah, things were different back then with the internet, before everything was on social media and made it... Yeah, it's like everything has all... Every, like, niche, every interest, every single thing, hobby, it's all been compartmentalized, and if that's the word I'm looking for, it's all been compartmentalized and mashed up into this one ever, it's almost like the world in Ready Player One. It's just an exhausting collection of a million different things, and it becomes an addiction for some of the characters, and, you know, learning to use it in moderation. That's why I deleted it off my phone. And then I'll come back to the app, like, at night and look at what my mutuals are saying. I won't, like, look at the larger news feed. And it's so satisfying, honestly. Just, you know, seeing a few bits of news, and that's it. I mean, as much as I'd love to keep up with my mutuals and my friends, this is just exhausting. And honestly, with the way Twitter is going, like, I picked the right time to delete it off of my phone. Yeah, this is the wizard that's been making all the trouble. But yeah, I kind of pine for the days where I would get on a computer and I would just go to a few simple places, and that was the extent of my computer. Jarvis!
Welcome to Wizard Peaks. This is my favorite supercharged spot. Use it to bash those wizards.
Encouraging violence. So you gotta really, not just hit the wizards, but you gotta... You've gotta, like, do multiple hills, multiple ramps. And when you do that, you collect enough boost to really, yeah, look at that. You went flying. Literally launched off of there. Alright, so the thief is Mission Impossible-ing over here. Who do you think you are? This guy's no Tom Cruise. Alright. The other one's pretty tricky to get to, too. This was the stuff that really puzzled me as a kid. So I basically nipped it in the bud. The wizard goes up that whole, like, section creating bearded wizards. No, not bearded wizards. He's creating, like, those Norks, those purple Norks. And as he's doing that, like, you could stop him before he swamps the whole hill in those wizards. I mean, sorry, Norks. As you can tell, I function quite well at midnight. But I wanted to do this stream. So, like, I wanted to do all of Spyro for Twitch. Because once I reach affiliate status, I want to do the Reignited trilogy. That's 50 followers and a couple other things. Did I get the gem? I must have. Hexus.
Thank you for releasing me.
Such cool names, honestly. But I would love to see, like, a Spyro animated movie or TV series that gives these dragons more personality and more character. It would have to deviate a little bit from the games, though. Like, it would have to do away with the freeing dragons part, or at least dial it down, because the whole series would just be Spyro alone, like this game is. Which is why the second game, you're working with like a bunch of different creatures, like a cheetah and a fawn and a mole. And that way it has more of a Wizard of Oz, Star Wars-like appeal, where you're with a sort of band of weirdos and going on a little adventure. Not in this game. Once you free the dragons, everything's kind of desolate and lonely. And the fairies barely talk to you, like they help you with some things, and they're like save points, but that's about it. But to be fair, this was the first game and they were figuring things out, so... Yeah, like one of the things I did as a kid is I looked up cheat codes and such. Screenshots of games that I didn't have. I would just get lost reading books about my special interests or looking them up online, waiting for JPEG images to load. Like, I think I was telling you the other day, Harry, when I was streaming those Namco games, like, I would go to this website that was dedicated to arcade hardware, and it's still up. Like, that made me so happy. Alright, this asshole. He's just gonna daintily step his way around a fountain. Ow! Pshow. This dragon tells you about the hidden level in the artisan world. Lucas.
Listen carefully, Spyro. There's a secret area in the artisan home. It is at the waterfall. Try jumping on the stones there.
Artisan home, waterfall. Sounds good.
Been there, done that. Alright, so we got every single egg in the game. And now we just gotta get the rest of the treasure. Wherever that is. Oh, this high-speed modem isn't... Right? When high-speed internet came around in the mid-2000s, oh, we were blown away. It's like, oh, finally, I could actually watch a 2-minute YouTube video. I remember waiting, like, what seemed like an hour for just, like, a 5-second YouTube video to load. Oh, yeah, I gotta go back up there. I didn't get every area. See, that's what I like about the Spyro games. Like, there are nooks and crannies to these levels, and you gotta really look around and put on your thinking cap. Who even says that anymore? I remember people used to say that all the time in the 90s. I gotta put on my thinking cap. Or when people say things like, discombobulated. When I'm talking with my coworkers, I'm like accidentally 90s when I talk to them. Kind of like the way my parents do when they say an outdated term for something that like, for example, my mother calls sprinkles shots. It just comes out naturally. Like, yeah, can I get an ice cream with shots on it? And apparently that's what they called sprinkles back in the day. They used to call them shots. And apparently jimmies. I had never heard the term jimmies until I saw that episode of Codename Kids Next Door. And I think they even joked about that too. Like, who calls it jimmies? Jimmies. That's such a weird name, I think. It always throws me off course when I hear somebody refer to soda as pop. But in many states, it is pop. Alright, so now we gotta do a flight level. Crystal Flight. Crystal Light, like the drink. I'm also aging myself by mentioning that. Alright, here we go. That's a nice sound. Clunk! We're gonna have to take a hard right turn here. This is a lovely piece of music. It's just so eerie and so ethereal. And apparently when Copeland composed the individual tracks for this game, he didn't know which levels he was composing them for. So this could have been composed for any level. This could have been composed for like Lofty Castle or something, or Sunny Flight. I found that so hard to believe when I found that out. Like, each track fits the level so perfectly. It's a little bit slow. Must be exhausting to be those fairies just flying there in that idle position. Hovering, I should say. Just holding a sign. Oh, don't fall. You gotta be a little bit... It's a little bit tricky. There we go. Regarding The Simpsons, have you seen the Steamed Hams video where... Yes! By Lotus Bandicoot? Yes! I love that! Like, when I first saw that, it was such a serotonin release. Like, that was the coolest thing I had ever seen. He really does. Save it just in case. I love it. I'm glad you brought that up because I've been meaning to rewatch that. Like, that was great. Like, every art style to a T. And he really went, like, far and wide making that, too. Like, everything. Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Nickelodeon. Yes, like, for different artists, yes. And then the two eras of Ren and Stimpy, Spumco and Games. Alright, now we're gonna fight Blowhard. For the longest time, I couldn't make out what Blowhard was supposed to be. He's like a wizard dude with a really long beard. But when I first saw him, I thought he was some kind of bird with like a long, floppy, egret-looking beak or something, or like a heron. Heron. Yeah, The Boy and the Heron / How Do You Live is so good. Have you seen it, Harry? That's right, Carlos Alazraqui. And Tom Kenny. I believe. Whoa. But yeah, there's Blowhard right there. You see him? Like, he's some floating wizard dude with a long beard. He's got flailing arms. Dude, scream into the void. I couldn't make it out, though, as a kid. I thought he was a bird with a long, floppy beak. The Boy and the Heron / How Do You Live. Rah, 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 rah. It's funny how it's in unison like that. See, this is fairly simple. Like, it's really not that much of a challenge. Just have to wait till it comes down. It's not like it's going really quickly or anything. The boss battles are kind of the low point of this game, honestly. They're just levels, but with a creature at the end. I loved it.
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro. You have no idea how long I've been trapped in crystal. And, neither do I. Who are you again?
I'm out of here.
Sometimes they're pretty funny. Who are you again? Haha, old people forgetful. It's a classic gag, though. It's a beautiful film, honestly. It got very emotional towards the end. kind of needed it. It was really cool to see the latest Miyazaki. Ow! It was really cool to see the latest Miyazaki on the biggest screen in my theater. Calm down, you coward. Yeah, you can make it out more, but he's a dude with a long beard. It's just so weird looking. In the Reignited trilogy, it makes it a lot clearer. It's basically similar to when I discovered the Hawaiian Punch Kid is wearing a hat, and that's not his hair. I thought he was some Chucky Finster looking dude, but nope, that was a hat this whole time. Kind of like the FedEx arrow. But yeah, that he came out of retirement in his 80s to make that film, like, power move. Gives me inspiration, honestly. Yeah, it's never too late. Alright, so we're done with the Magic Crafters world. How many hours have I been streaming? 2 hours? I'll go for another half hour. Tucko, or is it Tuco? Tucho. Alright, the Beast Makers. Right? Steve Hewlett, I think, made this joke, but it's like, artists don't retire. They kick the bucket making things. So as you can see, the Beast Makers world is markedly different from everything we've seen up until this point. It's kind of a creepy swamp. And that music, kind of ominous with that howling in the background. I always loved that, like, as a kid. That, like, really drew me in. And with the smoggy night sky, like... it's, like, haunting in a way. It always reminded me of the Little April Shower song from Bambi. With the choruses. As the thunder was starting to... as the lightning was starting to strike. Just those... But yeah, it's like a swamp. It's got a little bit of like a ancient village sort of aesthetic going here. With those wooden huts. And these sort of like Machu Picchu looking temples. Bruno.
Nasty Nork is turning our swamp into an electrified junk heap. And it used to be so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
It's kind of like a... I don't know if this was intentional or not, but there's like a subtle nature, you know, kind of wrapping this back to Miyazaki. It has almost like a nature versus technology versus machine sort of thing going on. And that's made even clearer when you get to the final hub world in this game. Oops. No, it's green, splotchy. This is basically green, gross green swamp water. I like the detail on the roots around the little islands there. In the Reignited trilogy, they literally made this level into like a jungle. Oh man, one of my least favorite levels is down the well. That's what I find interesting about the first Spyro, like these little subtleties. Be careful. There's a boar waiting for you. There you go. Time for pork roast. All right. Cletus Aretus Aritis.
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I've got to go.
But I've got to go. Sounds like he's got to go to the bathroom or something. Sounds like a kid, like, hey, mommy, I gotta go. This is why I'd love to see a Spyro movie or a Spyro show. I would love a scene in like the Beastmaker's world where everyone's like going to bed and you hear this music. Everyone's like burrowing in trees and caves and... Favorite joke about Miyazaki's reputation: when H. Bomber Guy jokingly called him the Japanese Don Bluth. Because that common Japanese Walt Disney label is so reductive. Honestly, I wish people didn't say he was any filmmaker. He's Hayao Miyazaki. It's kind of like when Jordan Peele made Get Out, and everybody was like, is he the next Stanley Kubrick? It's like, no, he's Jordan Peele. And especially more egregious since Stanley Kubrick was a white guy. Whoa. Big tree. You don't even see where this tree goes. Like, it goes way up. Look at that tree. How high does it go? It's the details you never really stop to look at. But generally, I think his work skews more Bluth in terms of sheer weirdness. But I think there's a little bit of Walt there in the lyricism. It's kind of a marriage of both if you think about it. Like, it's got the lyricism of early Disney, even though most people shoot that down. Like, no, Miyazaki's deeper than Disney. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it has lyricism that is similar to the Walt films. And it's got the weird scrunkliness of the Don Bluth movies. And it's got the emotions, too. I read somewhere that Miyazaki was more of a fan of Fleischer. Which wouldn't surprise me, but... Oh, yeah. Aftershock. Aftershock, yeah! I could technically probably leave this world, but again, I want to get everything, so... The Superman shorts, yep, Mr. Bug, which is finally getting a really good Blu-ray release, apparently. I thought it already got a good Blu-ray release. Shows how behind I am. Maybe that was Gulliver's Travels. Some animation fan I am. I have to hand in the card. There's the boss, Metalhead, who's literally a giant robot. So it's a very fantastical fairy tale game, but there's stuff like robots and Norks using like electricity and such, but it's never really like explored. Like I'd imagine with again going back to doing like a Spyro movie or a show, they can make it about technology encroaching on this fantastical like world that this game is set in. It feels like that's the vibe they were going for, either intentionally or accidentally. Alright, we're low on gems, so... No, Whirlwind! Hey, rude. Alright, let's open this chest. That might be all of it, honestly. So then we gotta go to the first level, which is, Terrace Village. I love how everything kind of, like, fades in. Like, what are those watchtowers out there? Like, a dragon can't fit in those. Or can they, and they just look smaller? It's just really cool that he came out of retirement to make this beautiful movie. Alright, so Terrace Village. I particularly like the opening to this level, where it's all fenced in. It's like you're entering like a town or something. And it's at the edge of an island. God, those are like giant cattle prods. Watch these little guys. Hurt that bad, huh? Just a scratch. Yeah, go drink swamp water. Took ya. It's like they're unsure of how they're gonna attack you. They give you a lot of time to make your move. Hold on. Oh, there you are. Thought I heard something. Alright. Oh, you. Yeah, like I want to know more about these worlds and why they have this kind of architecture. Like, what's the lore? I really hope they make a fourth Spyro game, honestly. Like they did with Crash 4. Claude.
Watch out, Spyro. The Norks in these parts have discovered the power of electricity, and it really stings.
Like, what else would it do? It's almost like an Atlantis sort of. Adults. Oh yeah, the firework. Blow something up. But yeah, it's like a little town, but like, who lives in these buildings? You know, there had to have been other creatures other than dragons. It always boggled my mind as a kid. Oh, double fried. Like these idle poses that these chicken beasts are making. Yeah, and it's kind of annoying how people reduce Ghibli down to like one particular kind of movie. Like they're all Totoro or something. Cozy vibes, something, the food. And it's like how people reduce Disney to just fairy tales and silly sidekicks and such. God, there's electric guys everywhere. No! Alright, well, there's some chickens here, so. It certainly doesn't help that Studio Ghibli's logo, you know, is of Totoro. It's like that we're defined by that one movie when Ghibli's work is, you know, not, it's very like, and to think Grave of the Fireflies was on a double bill with Totoro in Japan, quite something. It couldn't be any more different. And you have a couple like PG-13 Ghiblis as well, like The Wind Rises and, you know, more adult skewing, you know, films like that. Boy and the Heron is kind of somewhere in between.
Good job, Spyro. One day you'll be able to tell all the dragons about your amazing adventures.
Sure, but what I'd really like to do is get out of this swamp.
I think outside of one scene, I would say Boy and the Heron was a pretty tame PG-13. I like how rudimentary their technology is. Maybe it got it for language, I don't know. Maybe the MPAA is just that strict nowadays. I think, Harry, after this level, I'm going to do one more. And then I'm going to call it quits for the night. Because the next level is Misty Bog. That one's a pain in the ass. Ooh, just before you could hit it. Just before you could zazz it. But yeah, I think you'd really like Boy and the Heron. Or if you want to refer to it by its original title, How Do You Live? The weird thing is, How Do You Live was a book. And the movie is not really an adaptation of the book, but it involves the book, without spoiling too much. I loved all the directions it went. Just really, there's some scenes, you know, kind of typical of Ghibli, where there's like no dialogue and it's just this wonderment happening, and you just really feel some things when you know. It's just some really beautiful moments in that film. How they use animation to tell the story the way that, you know, they do. Just exemplary. There's multiple fireworks in this level. Waking up the whole neighborhood. Basically assholes in late July. Hell, they were launching fireworks as late into August. Nice noise. And I just find it so, and I pointed this out on Tumblr, I find it so disingenuous that animation fans are taking the success of Wish, I mean not Wish, of Boy and the Heron, and they're making it about Wish and Disney, and it's like, can we have like a new Miyazaki movie that he came out of retirement to make without having to center Disney? Like, it's so disingenuous to me. Like, let Disney go through their funk, their growing pains. Like, Miyazaki's new movie has nothing to do with that. And the success of the movie is not going to kick Disney's ass. Like, it would have to do Mario movie numbers to do that. Even then, it's like, there's a whole wide world of animation out there, and I feel like there's a lot of petty fans who just make it into a playground war between all the mainstream studios and Ghibli, because Ghibli has somewhat of a hold on the mainstream, somewhat. And when I say that, I mean they're not, you know, the movies that they make don't make Pixar or DreamWorks numbers here in the States, but they're still, you know, iconic enough to be recognized. If you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. It's a Misty Bog. This is not a bad level. It's just kind of obnoxious. With the amount of enemies that you have to deal with and what enemies they are. This guy's waiting for a chicken. It's like, yay, I'm gonna have some KFC tonight. No, you're not. It's fine. Honestly, this game made the butterflies look edible. Like, whenever Sparks eats the butterflies in this game, I always imagine they tasted like those... I don't know if they make them in New Zealand, Harry, but there's these crackers. They're like butterfly crackers. They're just buttery crackers in the shape of butterflies. Usually they have them out with like cheese and stuff and like little pepperoni slices. Not pepperoni, like little meat slices and such. And that's what I always imagine the butterflies tasted like in this. Kind of like people when they were kids, when they saw The Land Before Time, and they thought the leaves looked tasty because of how they were done. Watch this. Ah! They're kind of scary. They were less scary in the reignited version, but in this, they're pretty scary. They almost look like killer bunnies because they look like buck teeth. It always made me think of the Dust Bunnies episode of the Rugrats. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it, and that's another reason why I curbed my Twitter use. Like, these people don't love animation, to me. They make it a playground fight. Yeah, mine's better than yours. Like, this is... Even if you like the movies, oh, look at all the gem shines in the far distance. Like, it's kind of weird in a way. Right, these frogs can go kick rocks. They have a tongue attack, and it reaches you from far away. And they hop around, like frogs do in real life. So you gotta be careful. You can't just plow through them, because they'll whip you. You gotta flame them from a distance. I, for one, don't care about that whole that'll teach them mentality, because more often than not it doesn't. It just, to me, it's disingenuous. Yeah, they'll attack you from the side too, so you gotta be quick. Yeah, I hate it. Let's love animation again. Roscoe.
Be on the lookout for attack frogs. They are cold-blooded killers.
Attack frogs?
And this used to be such a nice swamp.
I've seen some things, man. That's the vibe I'm getting from him. I don't recommend it. Alright. It's a whole line of, enemies here. Shit, I should have flown over there first. Maybe I can get there from the tree stump. So the Fae? Okay. The boar is chasing the, These hogs are literally the, rams from Stone Hill. They even do the weird, like, little ballerina pose if you're far away from them. You know, as somebody who creates stuff, that kind of talk doesn't appeal to me anymore. Ooh, piece of candy. Now that thing over there, you can't get on there. It's just decoration. Alright, these motherfuckers over here. Oh, he got me. It's like a jump scare when they get you, too. It's like a whoosh. I never liked the frogs in this. I love this game, but it made me hate a frog. And that's criminal, because I love frogs. Now look at this. Look at this shit right here. Just flame, 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 flame. In some parts of the country, they eat frogs, so... We're gonna have frog legs tonight. I've never eaten frogs, so you're asking the wrong person. Same thing with like cow tongues and such. It's like, nope, don't see the appeal. Damon.
Thanks for releasing me. It seems like I've been trapped in here since I was your age. No. Why, I remember... gotta go.
The way he says, "Oh no," he's like, I know he's gonna try to tell me a story. He's kind of a dick, honestly. Alright. Yeah, those were the shinies that I could see from here. Alright. As you could tell, there's also a scarceness in health. They wanted this level to be tough. This is admittedly when the levels start getting a little tougher. But no big deal. Alright, so we got some swordsmen here. Alright. Well, these green skies, too. Very unique. Who we got here? Zeke.
Thank you for releasing me.
Yeah, a lot of these dragons don't have much to say. Yes, you did some work for me. Alright. Please, charge the frog. Yes! Fucking frogs. Friggin' frogs are cool. Fucking frogs are not. Come here. Come here. Oh, he went around them. Did the opposite of what I wanted him to do. Deliberately. Alright. Do I hear chickens? Do I hear little chooks? Okay, let me see. It's like ruins almost. Very jagged. Bubba. Bubba Gum Shrimp.
I'll tell you what to do with those creatures. Smash them, Spyro! Stamp them out and squish them and squash them!
How about charge them and flame them? We are dragons after all.
Just shut him right down. Alright. Hey. Okay. I can't believe it's 1:30. It's like this building was like destroyed or something. No! Is this my first death? Ah! Well, I made it this far without dying. Look at that. I figured it would happen in Misty Bog. That's how ruthless this level is compared to the other ones. Not bad. 4th world, 2nd level. And at the end of the stream, no less. I like how some of them fell in the water. Yeah, I'm really excited to play the Reignited trilogy for my channel. Alright, is that all of it? Whee! Alright, so it's 1:33 on the East Coast. On the Yeast Coast. So, I just finished Misty Bog. So I'm going to call it quits with this one, Harry, and whoever else might have popped in or lurked. Can't save game from here? Whatever. Been such a fun stream. See you later. You too, Harry. Allow me to save game and sign off. Alright. Alright, everybody. Or whoever else tuned in. It's your Cosmic Captain awkwardly signing off.